The RSI Mantis is getting itself a little variant. Yes, another variant. We know this because, I don't know officially how we know this, but I do have a couple references to it. Oh, this is from before. I do have a couple references to it from Con 42 earlier this year, and this is also from before, Invictus Week from Beijing earlier this year. So we're going to talk about this RSI Mantis variant and why we're getting another variant and sort of what it might be meant for. First of all, I like variants. I've been a little back and forth on it, but not gonna lie, I do kind of like the idea of just being able to flesh out the choice of ships in this game with more chassis without needing to balance entirely new hull designs and sort of like formats. I don't know what the proper words for that is, but like it's nicer to get a Mantis variant that might be meant for exploration instead of getting a brand new exploration ship that they have to go and do all of this work to maintain and keep balanced and all that stuff. Obviously they have to balance it because the Mantis and whatever the Mantis's variant is not the same, but it makes it easier, I assume. And by exploration, I totally mean just like shooting other ships, So seeing a variant of the Mantis come out is an interesting take. I have liked that they created a medical version of the Terrapin. I think that the Prowler utility actually does make some sense. The Saber Peregrine, I don't know. The Firebird, okay. The Peregrine, I don't know about that one. But overall, I do think that variants are kind of cool. I think they shouldn't go too crazy on them, like have some decorum. And also, don't forget about modules. We still do need to support modularity because that's something that was, I think, a stretch goal. Ultimately, though, I think the variants are going to help the game with diversity and the ability to obviously raise more money without needing to get the more dedicated ship artists involved. So here is a look at the original Mantis. This is the trailer that came out for it, in case you don't know what the heck this ship is.
The Mantis is one of nature's most adept predators.
They used to get real creative with their trailers. So RSI actually, their ship names were, I think, named after stars and star constellations. Don't know if they're still doing that, but I guess with the Meteor being called the Meteor, they are space-related things. Is there a Mantis constellation? I don't even
Its
know.
patience immeasurable.
They kind of got away from that a bit. All of the companies have gotten a little bit outside of their branding stuff from the early days.
Focus indomitable. It waits silently for its prey. The adroit hunter positions itself for attack, identifying its unsuspecting target when it's most vulnerable. And then, steeled to the task at hand, the Mantis strikes. Its prey never stood a chance.
Yay! I don't even know if interdiction still works that well. They are working on it, though, making it work with server meshing and NPCs. So there's hope. There is hope. But that's just the Mantis. And I have seen people use the Mantis very well. Don't get me wrong. The ship is useful. And if you are pirating, you can do some really, really creative stuff with that. If you're a bounty hunter, you could also do some really creative stuff with that. And I think the gameplay itself is going to fit a lot into bounty hunting in the future. The interior of the ship is actually pretty nice size, in my opinion. It's 30 meters long, so it's kind of in that sweet gold spot that I talk about. And the interior itself is like pretty barren compared to what they're doing with the newer interiors now. Just a ton of space that probably could be fit into. Look at something like the Zeus with how efficient they were with their space. They could do the same here. I don't know if they're gonna do an update on the Mantis as they're doing the Meteor. I think I might have seen something about that. Okay, yeah, so somebody here is saying they got an interior rework in 4.2.1. So that's new on the left? Yeah, that's new on the left. So yeah, they actually already, there you go. So they already made the interior more efficient, and that's good. That's good. I was just about to say, what would validate these variants coming in is getting the original Mantis updated as well to make sure it's working. That's something that I was a little disappointed we didn't see happen with the, I want to say the Prospector didn't get updated with the Fortune. It's a little bit weird. Looks better, looks more efficient. I really could see them making a Mantis as like a general purpose ship. Something almost in between like an Avenger Titan and a Cutlass Black, which is a weird spot to hit. I don't think we really have that too much though. You got the Nomad, but that's more cargo focused. That's not really general purpose. Do we have any like general purpose ships that hit that split between the Titan and the Black or the C1? I could see this fitting in there. I don't think it'll have a QT dampener, to be honest. If they're making a variant of this ship, I don't think it's going to be another. I'm talking about the variant that they're coming out with, not the Mantis itself. I'm thinking it'll have a little bit of cargo, a bed, some weapons and missiles, almost like a small Zeus. Something in the Reliant series, maybe. Yeah, maybe this would be like a Reliant. Who makes the Reliant Misk? Let's see, Reliant Mako, about 30 meters wide. 1 to 2 crew, 0 SCU. Could be something like this, yeah. This could be a step up from the Reliant, or something similar to the Reliant. I like that. And it would be probably the core. No, they'd probably go after the Tana. Make it a little bit more cargo focused, give it a tiny bit of SCU. Yeah, I bet the Meteor is something that you might consider next to the Reliant Tana. Probably a little bit better considering the way that they build their ships now. We'll have to see. Some of the interesting things I've seen about this ship is actually a couple of years ago, Stoic Sunbro here made a RSI Meteor himself. He was working on his own model of it, and it actually... Stoic! It's not bad, dude. This actually looks pretty similar to the interior that they came up with. I will drop this link in the chat for you guys, actually, if you want to check this out. Good work, though. He made it to compete with the Aegis Vanguard Harbinger as a long-range heavy fighter. And this very well could end up being a long-range heavy fighter. Like, I'm hoping it's a general purpose ship, but they could make this very combat-focused. Yes, it's getting an interior change, just to get up to date with their current metrics for how interior should work, I think. So here is the first mention of the Meteor I can find from CIG themselves. This is Jared at the Con 42 convention that took place in Belgium, I think it was, or Germany. Might have been Germany. Somewhere in that area, where he talked a little bit about the Meteor coming in.
But I did get 2 ships that are coming this year that started with ideas from me, and I'm really happy. One of them you may have heard mention of. We released the Chinese exclusive SCL to the YouTube channel yesterday. If you watched it, and we revealed the name of the Meteor. The Meteor is a ship coming later this year, and that's been my baby. They've allowed me to help. They've allowed me to sit over computers and be like, wouldn't it be cool if that goes there? Like, no, Jared. I'm like, what if it goes there? Okay, we'll do that. It's like this. So
there you go, asking about the ship interior. Blame Jared. Don't actually.
They've John Crew and Ben Curtis and everybody on that team has been real kind enough to let me have a part in that ship, a small part. They're still, if they're doing 99% of the work, I'm doing half of 1% of just. But that's my biggest one to answer that question. I'm super excited about it, and I've got a picture of it right here. Let's see if I'm still employed by the end of the day. Well, I have one question.
All right, so that was the first mention, and then we can check out the where he actually the video that he's talking about that he referenced about it.
Just name for me one ship that's coming this year that folks might not know about.
Let's go for the RSI Meteor.
The RSI Meteor.
Meteor.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm just
Show it punches above its weight. get another drinking.
RSI Meteor just
Oh God.
drops a Macho Man elbow from the top rope down. All right, cool. The RSI Meteor.
Yeah.
So look forward to that at some point later this year, and I want to see the Reddit thread where people are wondering I want to see what they can evoke from the name and manufacturer alone, and see who's right.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like something combat focused, so we'll see. I think it's probably general purpose with the combat slant, something like the Reliant Tana, kind of like the Zeus. And when I say like a combat slant, I don't mean like a fighter. I just mean it can defend itself better than, say, an Intrepid or a Spirit. You know, it's more RSI in design than it is Crusader. Just a little add-on here to confirm. They did talk about the Meteor, most likely the Meteor, during the concept art talk during Star Citizen Live earlier this year.
I wasn't wearing my glasses. Daniel,
They look so similar.
what are you working on right
I
now?
look similar like Alberto.
No, without my glasses, I can't see crap.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. I'm working on a fighter.
On a fighter,
Yes.
a heavy strike fighter,
Yes, sir.
heavy strike fighter.
And it's based
I bet it is.
on the Mantis.
Okay, good call.
Based on the RSI Mantis.
Yes.
So taking that beautiful, gorgeous,
Amazing.
sleek
Yes.
silhouette of the Mantis and giving it a new life.
Give it a new life, a new look. Hopefully better look.
Whoa. Big
Shots
word.
fired.
Old.
Yeah.
The original designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever.
Shout out
Now-
to
now-
the original designer, we know it.
Yeah. Now that there's a reason we're not using the word variant. It's not a variant in the traditional sense. It's you're going to see it like you could see like you'll see car manufacturers who share a lot of the same language and stuff. This is something like the kind of like the Centurion and the Atlas platform, not the Atlas mech,
Yeah.
whatnot, the Ballista, things that are built on the same platform. This is a new vehicle based on the Mantis platform, so it will share a lot of the same shape, language,
Yeah.
and stuff with the Mantis.
I mean, like, whatever we're going to call it, this is basically the same thing as like the Prowler Utility, the Terrapin Medical, the Asgard, even the Asgard is a little, yeah. Yeah, all of these are pretty similar. Actually, I guess I would take the Terrapin Medical out of that. But I would say the Fortune, the Asgard, the Utility, the Peregrine, the Firebird, this is in line with all of that kind of stuff. And it will be building on the Mantis platform. A heavy fighter. I would have hoped for something a little more creative. A heavy fighter. Yay. Like even an interceptor would have been cool. So there's our new ship. Expect to see it probably sometime in the next couple weeks. But that's not a confirmation. I'm just guessing.